I'm awake. I'm awake.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Griffin. I'm just some dude that plays video games, and today I'm playing some World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore. Woo! This is episode 6 in the Every Class is 60 series, and I'm starting the Rogue today. I accidentally clicked enter already, so there's no opening cinematic. I'm so sorry you didn't get to see me skip that. Let me take just a brief moment to adjust my settings, and then we'll get into it. Okay, I think I have everything set up the way I'd like it for Meow. The Rogue. This is a class that I really did not play back in Classic at all. The Rogue was my auction house character, and never got past level 1. So this is probably the class that I'm going to be, or at least one of the classes that I'm least familiar with. And so I probably know the least about leveling a rogue character or a rogue class compared to all the other classes. So this might be kind of a shit show, but should be fun. Rogue has some interesting tools that allow it to be one of the safer classes to play in hardcore, namely because it has the Vanish ability at level 22, I believe, which allows you to disengage from combat and go into stealth. So if you make an oopsie, you can pretty easily get yourself out of it with your get out of jail free card. There's some interesting CC abilities as well from Gouge, which will temporarily, I guess it acts as a stun technically, but it will break if the enemy takes any damage. Ooh, level 2 already. As well as Sap. So we do have some interesting tools to help us survive in a hardcore setting. But it's definitely going to take some getting used to for me personally. So if you're looking for some professional hardcore rogue action, this is definitely not it. However, I'll still be, as per usual, making a total idiot of myself and embarrassing myself as much as is possible with my corny jokes. So if you're here for that, you came to the right place. But yeah, I think I got this. You'll notice I'm using my ranged weapon quite a bit, and I want to keep my thrown skill level high so that I can more easily connect with enemies. There's a lot of trickery you can do with like gouge kiting enemies and using your thrown weapon to deal damage without taking any damage. Ooh, a leather chest already. Wow, wow, wow. But I am like a very inexperienced rogue player, so that's going to take some practicing and some getting used to do efficiently. But I will try my best to learn how to do that as I go. Whoopsies. Am I done? Yeah, I'm just killing stuff. I'm killing stuff so fast that I was just like kept going. I was having a great time. This is my third Night Elf character as well in a row on this series. So pretty familiar already with the quests. So hopefully this will, in combination with being like a bursty damage class, go very quickly for me. Now, the things that make me nervous about playing a rogue class in hardcore is that I know that some of the class quests are bait. Like you'll really not be ready to take on the class quests at level for some of them. I don't know which ones those are, so I might want to do a little bit of research ahead of time to make sure I'm not going into a quest that I'm not ready for and end up dying like an idiot. I've definitely seen a lot of rogues getting themselves killed in the hardcore death compilation videos, and I don't want to be one of them. So far though, and I'm just getting into it, I can definitely feel the burst damage. It's pretty crazy. I know that there are definitely some spooky areas in the Night Elf starting zone that I'll have to be wary of. But since, like I said, I've already done these quests a couple of times now in the last few days, I feel like pretty confident that I know what the pain points are going to be for me in that questing journey. Fortunately, none of them are here in Shadowglen. This should go very fast and easy for me. I do like that I don't have to rely on a mana bar. That's pretty nice. So no sitting around drinking between combat. I just have to wait for, level 3. I just have to wait for energy to regenerate. I believe that energy regenerates at a rate of 20 every 2 seconds. And I'm pretty sure that many of my abilities can be reduced in energy cost through talent trees. I'll likely be going combat because from my understanding that's the best leveling spec. So I'll look a little bit more into that once we actually get to level 10 and beyond and have some points to spend. But that's my tentative plan. If you feel otherwise, let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, if you could click the like button, that would really, really help me out, and I would appreciate it immensely. Leaving a comment also helps my small but growing channel. So if you have a quick moment to do that, I would love you forever for that. Thanks, you guys are fucking awesome. Yummy! I got some freshly squeezed grapefruit juice, which I like to make in the morning times after my little cup of coffee. Oh shit. I'm an idiot. It's down here in the building. Where am I going? Yep, you can definitely tell I have never played Rogue before. Stealth. Neato. Get that right away on the Rogue. That's pretty cool. Whoopsies, that's the wrong thing. Stealth. Stealth is neat. Not going to be using it early because I don't have an opening move. Reduces my movement speed by 50%. Yee. Pretty sure that also can be improved with talents, but I don't know if that comes in the combat tree. That sounds like an assassination type ability. But yeah, while I'm pretty, familiar and comfortable with Classic in general and the quest lines and whatnot, the Rogue is definitely not something I'm super comfortable with. So it's going to be a learning process for me. But, that's kind of fun for me. This is a 20-year-old game, 21-year-old game now, I guess. And that I still get to have like new experiences and learn classes is kind of cool. And that's one of the fun things about doing this every class 1 to 60 series is I'm gonna play some classes I'm not familiar with or comfortable with, kind of test the limits of my abilities, and see if we can get all 9 of these classes to 60. Now, once I actually get my first death, I'll probably have a death counter on the screen. Feels kind of silly to have just a 0 death counter on all of my episodes, so I'll wait till I actually die once. So if you don't see one on your screen yet, that means good news for me. Haven't died yet. Woo! Professional over here. To fit with the Rogue aesthetic, with the yellow class bar and yellow energy bar, I've got my yellow RBG lights on. Although it's kind of hard to tell. And it almost kind of looks orange. Do I have a better yellow than this? Hold on a second. Meh? No, this is more like lime green, but it looks more yellow. Listen, we're going with that one. See, we're making improvements already. We're just going to get better at the Rogue with each passing moment. What's going to hold me back is not being able to find a good weapon, though. I'm going to need a really good dagger to help me get to level 10. I don't think I can equip any other one-handers, can I? No, it looks like just daggers and my thrown weapons. I'm not sure when I get my first opener, or when I get backstab, which will be when I start using stealth. So maybe this will be one of the faster playthroughs. Just kind of depends on the difficulty spike that I encounter when I get into the next questing area. As well as how long the class quest takes at level 10, which I would assume is a quest to get my dual wield. I don't know if that's something I train or if that's a quest that I get. But yeah, again, I'll find out eventually. Alright, 1 more of each and then good to head back to town. Okay, back to town. This will get me level 4, so I'll go ahead and get my level 4 training as well before I head up to the spider area. Alright, dude. Oopsies. Guess I should pick a reward, huh? Level 4. Woo! Oh yeah, the rogue trainer's inside, duh. I remember that. I didn't forget that quickly. Depending on how lucky I get with drops, it might be worth my time and some of my silver to stop by the auction house when I'm in or near Darnassus and see if I can pick up just a super cheap green quality... Ooh, backstab already. And pickpocket. Interesting. See if I can pick up a really cheap green quality dagger. I don't even care if it has poo-poo stats on it. It's really just about the damage output. The stats on the level greens are incidental. It's usually like +1 of a base stat, or +2 attack power, or +3 frost spell power, or something like that. Nothing huge. But then I want something that deals a little bit more than 1 to 2 damage per poke. Yikes. So we'll poke him. It's a pretty good amount of opening damage. But backstab did quite a lot of damage there. So yeah, like I said, never really played the rogue class during Classic 1. I did play it way back in the day. I had an undead female rogue whose name was Acellus, which I borrowed from the game Saga Frontier. Really good game. Would recommend you play that as well if you haven't. And I can't recall what level I got her to, but at one point I took quite an extended break from the game. And while I was away, my brother went into my account and not only finished leveling up my character, but transferred her to a different server. I kind of didn't feel like my character anymore, so yeah, stopped playing her after that. He also had to change her name since he transferred her to a different server, and then the name she started with, Acellus, was already taken on that server. So it felt like a totally different character and didn't feel like my character anymore, and I'd grown unattached to it at that point. So kind of a bummer. But here's our chance to become attached to a new rogue, starting fresh with Hrist, one of the 3 Valkyries of Valkyrie profile. So I want to collect all of these Webwood Venoms before I head back to town and turn in this antidote quest, because Mr. Dude Guy, who gave us the Webwood Venom quest, will want us to go back to this area and inside the cave to collect a spider egg from the end of the cave. So I want to already be on that quest before I come back with the antidote. Make fewer trips back and forth to town. Oop. Yeah, I was worried about that. He spotted me. I'm not a very sneaky rogue, huh? I'm working on it. I just deleted that guy. 24 damage per second. That's kind of bonkers, dude. What the hell? Oh my, a pouch already? Hell yeah. Blessed run. There we go. Oh, it's so exciting. I feel like I'm playing an old familiar game, but with a class that I'm like really not used to. So it keeps it feeling fresh. I'll probably have a similar sentiment when I'm playing the Warlock. I didn't really play Warlock at all in Classic either. I just had a summon bot. Oops, I forget I gotta pick a reward. My bad. Thanks, dude. Alright, let's see how much backstab does with my new dagger. Should be very powerful. 25 damage. Sinister strikes. Is that based on weapon damage? 3 damage in addition to your normal weapon damage. Yeah. Cool. Oh shoot. I forgot I had a poison on me, so just broke myself out of stealth like an idiot. Idiot! I guess it would be helpful to have the anti-venoms that you can get through the first aid profession as well. At least on this class. Oh my god, I just deleted that thing, dude. Basically just one-shot him. Damn, rogues are strong. I hope I continue to feel that way as I level up. This will be a fun class to play if that's the case. I think in addition to... Oh! I did not expect the spider lady to pull as well. Whoopsie doodles. Gotta be careful here because I have 2 poisons ticking on me. Looks like I'm fine though. Somebody died back here? Yikes. I know, Sanji, I agree. It's pretty crazy. Okay. Turn this in. Head to the top of the tree. Fill the file of the moon well. And turn that back in, and then we're out of here. Sweet. As far as professions go, this character will be my engineer and miner. Explosives will be kind of nice for a little bit of AoE damage, which I don't have otherwise. But also target dummies, which are really good for any class, but it'll be very nice for me to have on my rogue as well. Just be one more like get out of jail free card in addition to my vanish ability. Alright, back to Druid Dad. Druid Daddy. He's my bear daddy. I feel like my brain's not functioning correctly today, which is not like atypical for me personally, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know why though. I got like what I think was like a normal amount of sleep, but I did also have these very strange and vivid dreams. Which I kept waking up from and felt a little disruptive my sleep. And I've been having a lot more vivid and frequent dreams. Also ones that I can like remember pretty clearly ever since I got sober, which was, it's been 38 days now, clean and sober, off of the devil's lettuce and alcohol. And since then, mentally and physically, I've like felt a lot better, and I have been sleeping a little bit better, but then also I've been having these like crazy vivid dreams. And lately, like just the past like few days specifically, that's a weird sound, I've been feeling just like more tired than normal, even though I haven't been getting any less sleep. So I don't really know what's going on with my brain lately. I'm just feeling a little bit foggy, and that's why I haven't been telling many funny jokes. It's not because I'm just not a funny person. I'm just, kind of in a, little funk. Oh. My hair kind of looks like it's 2 different colors. Like the tight part on the head is like darker blue, and the ponytail is a little bit lighter blue. What the fuck? Why did I have to notice that? Now it's gonna bother me forever. Small indie company. Before I leave town though, I'm not only going to sell this stuff like I said I was going to, but I'm also going to hop over to my priest super duper fast and mail myself some bags. Hell yeah. Got some bags, baby. And we're back. That was really funny. I had to vendor some crap for my bags to have enough copper to send 3 bags to this character. My priest is a broke bitch. So she has 33 copper left. I don't even think that's accurate. Alright, now we're talking. Bag space galore. Okay. So we'll start with Nightsaber Fangs, Strigid Owl Feathers, and Spider Silk. Let's see. I'll probably continue with the Jade File, Emerald Dreamcatcher, and then Dennaland's Earth. When I complete Dennaland's Earth, he'll send me to Relian Greenspire in Darnassus, and that'll be my opportunity to try and pick up a cheap dagger, hopefully. I will gladly drop all 13 of Lenneth's silver to get myself a new dagger for this character, just to make my journey a little bit easier. Because using a white dagger sounds like ass. I'm going to feel the difficulty spike here. Now that these enemies are a little bit higher and have higher HP pools. So also going to take a lot more hits. So I have to be more cautious between pulls. Except for now, because I got a free heal, baby. Woo! So maybe I finish this quest really quick and then go back to town for my level 6 training before I head out east. Just in case I get like an actually useful ability. Something like Gouge might actually be helpful if I have to disengage, or a new Sinister Strike rank or something like that. That would be nice. I'm gonna drink my grapefruit juice. While it's still nice and cold. Ooh. Makes my mouth pucker a little bit. I really do love this Night Elf starting zone. It's pretty cool. It's a very pretty place. I like the purple glow. I like the music. I like the aesthetic of the thick big trees and stuff. I have a pretty vivid like snapshot imagery from playing this game back in vanilla in the living room of my house. Well, my parents' house, obviously. I was like 14 at the time. Oh my god. So I've gotten invited to Insurrection and Insurrection 2. Anyways, I have some pretty vivid imagery from playing in this zone as my Night Elf priest, picking flowers and gathering flowers. It's the same thing. And also, that was the first character that I ran a dungeon in this game with. And then, at one point, I moved over to the human questing areas. I'm done with spiders. Why am I still killing them? Moved over to the human questing area, and it was playing in Westfall. It was probably like maybe level 16, 17, somewhere around there. Maybe a little bit higher, but probably not. When some guy whispered me and asked me if I want to do a dungeon. And I was like, I mean, I've never done a dungeon before. I don't really know what it's like. He's like, it'll be fine. Just cast heals and bubbles on the tank and it'll be fine. So, okay, I guess I can do that. So I joined them and we went to Dead Mines and I did what he said. I clicked bubbles and heals on the tank. And we made it all the way through the dungeon and I got Cookie's Stirring Rod, which I didn't realize at the time, but that's like a huge item for a priest. Because priests mostly just wand things to death. And yeah, I definitely felt really powerful having a blue quality chest and a blue quality wand. Holy crap, I was pumping. But I was like, wow, this is a really cool game. You can like group up for stuff and do things together that are too hard to do by yourself. And you can get really powerful gear from doing it, much more so than all these like green or the white quality items I was getting from, god damn it. Oh no, I did use backstab. All these white quality items I was getting from quest rewards and random green items I would find with stats that weren't good for me or weren't even the right armor class for me to use. So it was a really fun memory, you know. I also remember it being like around Christmas time, so I remember being cold outside and we had some, my mom worked for Bath & Body Works at the time, so we always had like shitloads of candles and stuff in the house, and there was some very like Christmassy smelling candles in the air. The house was all toasty warm. And it just felt really cozy being in the Night Elf zone and, you know, heating on in the house and those Christmas scents like cinnamon and sugar and vanilla filling the air. Good memories. Anyways, my mom, like I said, worked for Bath & Body Works as like a director of the customer service department and made really good money at the time. She was kind of the breadwinner of the household. And that was when we had first moved to Ohio and lived in a pretty nice house. I mean, it was like kind of old, but it was very big. And that was quite the departure from the lifestyle that we were used to back when we lived in Minnesota, which is very, very humble, like I would say lower middle class at best. But we always lived good lives even back then. And as my mom like kind of progressed in her career and started making more money, we definitely got spoiled with things like 2 phone lines so we could have internet and, you know, a family computer, which not a lot of people had, I guess. Yeah, I gotta be careful about double blink because I definitely cannot take hits very well. I have to kill this guy as fast as I can, then probably disengage. Actually, I think it should be fine. No, I'm gonna disengage. I don't trust myself. Oop, run this way though. Don't want to run into more mobs. Duh. Oh yeah, I forgot to get level 6 training. Gouge would have been really helpful in that particular case. Whoopsies. Okay, thank goodness we're done in this area. I think I am going to go back to town before I... Oh, shit. I just double pulled. Please, don't daze me. Don't daze me, bro. Let's go ahead and not heal myself back to full and then double pull. It's genius. Alright, so we'll talk to Zen. Turn in the quest in town. I'll pick up some pine cones and turn that in as well. And then I'll head south for the Denalan quests. Denalan? Did I read that right? Okay. I have a bad habit of just looking at the first like few letters of someone's name and just making up the rest in my brain. I need to save up as much money as I can in hopes of buying a really sick dagger when I get to Darnassus. I think I should train first aid now. And then make some bandages early. And then I can send off some of my extra linen to the tailor. But it might behoove me to have some bandages in my bag early on. What was this saying? Yeah, so I'm not super pressed to pick up mining and engineering right away. I don't think I can pick up engineering in Darnassus. That doesn't sound like a profession that night elves would have. And I don't even know if I can find copper out here either. I guess it would make sense if copper nodes couldn't be found at the top of a giant tree. But it would also kind of suck ass if there were 0. I think there's like a logout skip that you can do to more safely and easily get to the human starting zone. But otherwise you have to travel through the wetlands to the dwarf area. And that's pretty dangerous. I'm just going to go ahead and train this too so I can do this quest for the extra experience early. I already have 7 spider legs in my bag, so might as well. And that'll give me some stamina buff to use. Cool. If I were a rogue trainer, where would it be? I'm going to guess 2nd floor of the inn, maybe? Or maybe he's literally right there. Walked past him 1,000 times. Well... Okay, what do you got for me? Ooh, Gouge and New Center Strike. Wow, I called it earlier when I said those abilities. Nice. Does it auto-update? Yes. So, like the warrior abilities, my weapon abilities will update themselves in rank automatically on my bars. That's good to know. Yeah, looks like I didn't take any damage there. Cool. Gouge is the shit. How long does it last again? 4 seconds. That has to go higher with... I'm sure that goes higher with higher spell ranks. I was like, is this motherfucker a frog again? I don't see him. I'm looking at the wrong area. It's behind me. They're turning the frogs gay. Alright, the critical strike rate is kind of out of control. I'm sure it's only like 3%, but it just feels much higher than that. Let's take a peek. Oh, that's ranged. Ranged has an 11%. Melee has an 11% crit rate? What the fuck? Rogues are broken, dude. What the hell? Not enough energy. Not enough energy. Maybe I should turn off those character announcements, but I don't know. I have a complex about turning off any of my game sounds. A lot of people play with like no game sound. Those people are monsters to me. How do you do that? Actually, though. Like, I understand maybe no music and maybe no character announcements, like, not enough mana. I don't have enough backspace and all that shit. But, like, no sound at all? Crazy to me. Maybe even those people who would play the game, like the normal version of the game without sound, turn them on for hardcore. But I certainly couldn't imagine that, especially in a hardcore setting. I guess, to each their own, though, he says after he goes off on a whole ass rant about how awful those people are. Okay, we gather seeds and sprouts. And shake it all about. Oh. We do the roguey pokey. Sinister strikes all around. That's when we're about to gouge. I'm gonna count while I'm editing how many times I do yawn. And of course I'll edit out all the yawns because you don't need to see my gaping mouth in the video. I mean, unless you're into that. If you are, let me know. But at the end I'll give you a little summary, like how many yawns I get, how many yawns I counted throughout the editing, and I'll post it on the screen somewhere or something if I remember. That's gonna be in like a whole 2.5 hours from now, so probably not gonna remember to do that. It's annoying that they like will stop and turn on a dime too. Like, makes it difficult to sneak up behind them when they just like suddenly are like walking in one direction and they're just like, gotcha, bitch. I'm like, bro, I didn't expect you to do that. What the hell? Oh my god, I was literally about to click one. I realized, I was like, oh no, I'm getting too close. I know, I've been here before. I'm getting deja vu. I've seen this episode already. Where did it? Okay, turn this stuff in. Okay, remember to pick my reward before just clicking complete quest. I'm learning. Cool. Okay, so we do ambushers into Darnassus, down to the Moonwell, down further to the glowing fruit quest or whatever, and then we hearth back to Shadowglen. Not Shadowglen. Dalinar. Oops. That's what I get for checking my phone while I'm auto-running through a forest full of animals. It's fine, I'm fine. Okay. It's safe to check my phone again. We're good. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, wow. I got another new reply on a comment I made on a decoy voice video a month and a half ago. My comment has 5,000 likes on it. Holy shit. I've never had that many likes on a comment I left on a YouTube video. What the fuck? They like me. They really like me. Now, if all 5,000 of you could go please to my channel and like these videos, that would be sick. Just kidding. I obviously don't leave comments on my main channel. I have a Smurf account for that, so I can say hateful things without getting busted. So if you ever see some asshole being an asshole in the comments, it might be me. I don't know. How many more of these do I need? None. Great. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm gonna go the long way around to this guy. Oh. No, stop coming this way, please. Bye-bye. I hope the duration is longer at higher levels. Incapacitates. That's the word I was looking for when I said stun earlier. Incapacitate is a better way to put that. Oh, that also gives me a combo point. That's interesting. So I could, like, build up some free combo points if I gouge kite. Huh. Seems like there's a lot of fun tricks you can do on the rogue. I don't like really watch a lot of WoW gameplay either, so I don't watch like people who are good at rogue play the rogue class. I've definitely seen a lot of the hardcore death clip compilations, so I've seen a lot of the ways people die on the rogue. On occasion, they do like some really cool and insane plays to like save themselves or save other people, and they don't end up dying. It was just a close call. So that's like some good learning experience in either case, to learn through other people's mistakes or triumphs. All right, Darnasty, here we are. Okay, we're just gonna do a giant circle. I'm gonna go to Relian first. I'm gonna talk to this lady, go into the Temple of the Moon and talk to Amura, and then come back up towards the auction house on my way out. Then I'm gonna walk out of town the way I came in. We're gonna head south to the Tourmaline Moonwell here. Then the strange glowing flute. this one time in band camp. I found a strength growing fruit. And his name was Griffin. Just kidding, I wasn't in band. I was in the orchestra for, I was going to say 1 year, but it was like really like a third of a year. I was in the 5th grade or 6th grade, can't remember. I played the viola. I was really bad at it because I didn't practice and I didn't really care. I just thought like, oh my god, I just thought it'd be like cool if I could play an instrument. So I played the fucking viola. Like, yeah, bro, that's gonna make you look really cool. I think really the inspiration was that there was this like savant or something in my 1st grade class who could play the violin like super duper well. So on a couple of times in the 1st grade, they had him like play a little piece during our school assemblies, and everyone would like cheer and applaud for him. And I was like, oh my god, I want to be that person. In fact, I lied to my 1st grade teacher and I was like, I can play the violin too. I'm really good at it. She's like, oh, you can? I was like, mm-hmm. She's like, oh, you should play it for the class sometime. I was like, yeah, I'll definitely do that. My teacher was like, you lying ass little motherfucker. You can't play no violin, you stupid bitch. Called out, basically. Needless to say, I never played the violin for my 1st grade class, but I did try my hand at the viola in the 5th or 6th grade. And I remember like at one point we had this like jazz musician, no one famous or anything, don't get me wrong, just like someone who's trained in jazz music, come in and taught us how to scat, which is not shitting on other persons for kink. It's when you do the like in jazz music. So we did some of that, and also she taught us how to like, was it a he or she? It actually might have been a pair of people. Taught us how to like do some like jazzy style playing on our instruments. So during one of the following school assemblies, of course they had the orchestra play and we did like a couple pieces, but then they also had us do this like jazzy style piece. And me and this girl weren't the only ones, but they had me and this girl do like a little solo where we were like kind of riffing off of each other. So I'd be like, dun, 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 and she would go like, blam, 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 on her viola. And then I would be like, blam, dun, 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 and then she would, you know, call back, do the same. And that was like about as much as we could do. I think, you know, if we were actually good at it, we'd be like, after that, we were fucking like 10 or 11 or whatever and sucked ass at the viola. So I remember just like kind of feeling a little embarrassed. I was like, this is not what I pictured back in the 1st grade when I was thinking how sick it would be to play in front of the whole school in an assembly, because I was shit at it. So like oh my god. I'm glad I can laugh now at the traumas I experienced in my elementary school. Holy fuck. But yeah, needless to say, my viola career did not last much longer after that. I probably quit pretty shortly thereafter. Okay, what can we get? Oh, I can afford a dagger. Insane. That one's actually pretty good too. Knife of Power. I'm just gonna go with that. It's the cheapest one. Attack power is good for me. I'll consider buying a second one when I do get to level 10 and get my dual wield training. But it's a little too expensive for my blood right now. Let's see. I don't have to pick it up from the mailbox right this very second because I'm not actually going to be killing any more mobs before I go back to town. So let's just hold off on swimming across this whole ass lake that they have in the middle of town. And instead I'll visit the mailbox in Dalinar when I go back home. Cool. I'm really glad that there was an affordable dagger there. That's like more than double my current DPS. So that's going to definitely help with some of these tougher quests like Twisted Hatred and whatever else I decide to do. Sick. Anyways, as you can tell by my choice of career, which is not a VO list, is that what it'd be called? I did not continue pursuing my craft in orchestra. I was kind of that kid that did like a little bit of everything. I like tried everything once type of thing. Like in the first grade, I did t-ball, and I was like okay at it. But mostly I just like to go because every game that we played or every practice, a different parent would have to bring like snacks and drinks. So every time I went, we would get like soda and snacks afterwards, which is like, oh my god, I'm just here for the snacks. I guess I'll play t-ball since we have to, but like really I just want the snacks. But my dad also played rec softball with people from his job, and we would go to their softball games, and the dads would all be getting drunk and like smoking cigarettes and shit, and the kids would just be playing at the playground. And I remember having so much fun playing at the playground with all the other kids whose parents were, you know, getting shit-faced. Especially because the park that they played at had a really fucking awesome playground. Like, it was huge, and it was really good for like hide and seek and stuff. I remember there's like this tunnel underneath the structure that had like sand on it, so you could like crawl through the tunnel. Oh my god, it was the fucking best. So I think that's the only reason why I like decided to play fucking t-ball one year. And like I said, I wasn't like awful at it. But I do recall one time they assigned me to be catcher for some reason. And like in retrospect, I'm like obviously a really good catcher, so it kind of made sense. But I mean, I didn't know I was a little faggot at the time. I shouldn't say like that. I didn't know I was a little gay boy at the time, so I guess they knew something I didn't. Anyways, they had me do pitcher one time, and it was probably the only time they made me do that because I was bad at it. Not that I was like dropping the ball all the time, but I remember like I have very vivid memories of this one particular event at one of our games and they always had coaches doing the pitching. So the pitching wasn't awful. It was like easy to catch. They threw it straight at you basically. But I remember like having trouble with my glove, like adjusting my glove one time. So I told the umpire, I was like, my glove's not fitting right. Like, I need to fix it. And instead of like pausing the game, they let the play proceed. Whoever was up to bat hit the ball and started fucking running. And that's when the umpire decided it was a really good idea to help me adjust my glove, because he didn't think, apparently, that they were ever going to throw it to home plate, I guess. I don't know if there was like nobody on base at that time or what. Anyways, the short version of the story is I hear my name being shouted by like multiple people, multiple players on my team. And I look up and the ball's fucking hurtling at me. And I had to try and just catch it with my bare hand, which unfortunately I couldn't. I like caught it and then dropped it because it was coming in so hot. And I didn't have a fucking glove on my hand. And I don't know if they were mad at me or if I was just mad that happened or whatever, but I'm like, I'm not fucking playing this gay ass game anymore. You guys can eat my dick. So yeah, I didn't play t-ball after the first grade. And in like probably third grade, my best friend at the time, who was a girl, because, you know, I was a little gay boy, as we've established, played soccer pretty regularly. She like would play on like little rec teams and on occasion would travel for games and stuff like that. But when the games were local, I would go with her and her mom and just kind of like hang out and, you know, be a little moral support, a little cheerleader. But when they were doing practices, occasionally they would let me just like play with them, whatever, like play with the girls team. And that was like cool, you know. I was like, that was fun for me. But in one particular summer camp that she did, that I had my dad sign me up for too, because I'd been going to their games for a couple years, and I kind of enjoyed soccer, and I was like, well, I kind of want to play. They actually had me like practice with the boys, because, you know, that's what boys do. The boys play with the boys and the girls play with the girls. But I wasn't like used to that. I was like used to playing with girls or whatever. So, you know, everything was kind of going fine. We were doing like practice drills and stuff like that. And I remember there was this one particular drill where it was probably to like to improve your reaction speed and just agility in general. There was people assigned to pairs, and one person would chase after another person, like right behind them. And your goal was to just like stay right on their ass as much as possible. And the person in front's goal was to lose the person behind them, right? So they were zigzagging and weaving, and as you can imagine, there's like 30 fucking kids weaving around all kind of cockamamie and stuff with no actual direction or whatever. Well, eventually my lead and another person's lead passed by each other, and the person who was following the other person's lead like accidentally like just basically fucking tackled my ass, like shoulder checked me right in the fucking breadbasket, and I got the wind knocked out of me. And that had never happened to me before. I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't breathe. Like all I could do was continue exhaling, and I was making this weird ass sound like, and I couldn't breathe back in. And I was like starting to lose oxygen in my brain, and I like didn't know what to do. And they were like, just like put your head between your legs. It's all right. You'll be fine. And we're like everyone stopped and was like surrounding me, and I was like, I can't breathe type of thing. It's the craziest shit. So that was the last time that I went to that summer camp. Oh my god. Why am I reliving all my past traumas with you guys? This is so embarrassing. It's fine.
Thank you.
That concludes story time for now. I'll share more embarrassing stories about myself later. Done a lot of stupid ass shit as a kid. Probably because I'm like half retarded and also ADHD, so I just was like, I don't know. I was in my own matrix, bro. I was just in another universe from other people at times. But to me, that was totally normal. It's fine. I'm fine. Obviously, I turned out perfectly fine, so... So, yeah, not even worried. Trauma shmama. Okay, let's stop talking about embarrassing shit now and actually focus on the game. That was a fun way to fill some time, though. It also, if only temporarily, got me to stop yawning, which is great. Alright, so what kind of damage does this new dagger do? 6 to 13 versus 2 to 5. Yeah, yikes, that's a lot more damage. I definitely think I'm going to feel that in this next quest. And especially since I have Fortitude now, a whole 3 stamina bonus. Wow. I think this is the perfect time to go kill Melaness. We're going to cut off his kitty head and skin his hide as well. So yeah, the major problem with this quest is, well, A, it's in a cave, and caves are dangerous because they tend to have pretty fast spawn rates, and you can get, trapped inside. You don't really have anywhere to run if things go awry. But B, this named mob in particular has cat form, which is typically a level 20 ability that druids have. So at level 8, that shit hurts real bad. I just deleted that gremlin too. 22 damage per second. Holy shit. Oh my god, these guys don't stand a chance. This was such a major upgrade. Holy fuck, dude. I think... Oh, I got a potion. Hallelujah. That actually saves me right here. What well-timed. What a well-timed loot. So I think what I'll have to do is try and sneak up on this asshole, burst him down as hard as I can, and then, like, gouge and run from the gremlin if I have to. Oh my god, he turned around on me. What a dick, dude. I didn't even get my backstab off. He also said die in cat form. That doesn't... How does a cat scream die? Okay. God, that guy sucks. I'm glad this is my last Night Elf character on this playthrough series. Some of these quests really suck ass. Oh my gosh. I was going to skip that guy. And then I got like 2 inches too close to him. And he comes running after me. And yes, I know it was exactly 2 inches because I'm very familiar with what 2 inches looks like. Don't ask why. Yes, I think the play is to burn down his mystics super fast and then try to disengage from him and then pull Frostatoss before. Oh my gosh, so much for bursting. Bro, hello? Can you land a hit, please? Jesus Christ. I don't actually think I have to disengage. I think I'm good. Okay, I thought he was gonna see me. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting mystics. Oh my gosh, stupid trees getting in my way. Okay, we're done. Hallelujah. Bro, that's the second time he's invited me on this character. He invited me 4 times on my priest in my 1 through 10 playthrough, which was only like a 3.5 hour period. So you gotta calm down. Why you so obsessed with me? Boy, I wanna know. Lying that you're sexting me when everybody knows. I'm so sorry. I don't even like Mariah Carey or that song. My ex was obsessed with Mariah Carey, and I hate my ex, so I just don't like her. Sorry, Mariah, my ex ruined it for me. Wonder what all that background noise my mic is picking up. Oh, it might be the candle I have going. It's like a woodwick candle, so it's just like flickering constantly. It's like kind of crackles a little bit, I guess is a better word for it. But it smells really good. This will be my first brand deal on the channel. I'm repping CLCO by Candlelight Company. I'm going to try not to burn off my eyebrows. Today's scent is Leather Jacarantha. I made that word up. Leather Jacaranda. I think they made that word up. So now we're all just making up words over here. It has a bird time of up to 90 hours. And it's made locally in Leesburg, Ohio. Great job, CLCO. Send me some free candles. My favorite scent is Mahogany Sage. It smells so good. But Leather, what is it called? Jacaranda is pretty good too. There's another one. I'm going to make this name completely up. I think it's called Amber Tierwood or something like that. That one's pretty good as well. I'm just like making shit up. I'm not like actually, but I know that I'm not saying these names correctly. Let's see if I can read the name of the other one from here. You can probably actually see it. Can you see it behind me? Kind of. It's on that little... It's right there. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's Jasmine Oud. I think is how you would pronounce that. O-U-D. Jasmine Oud. She smells delicious. Why do I say it like that? Coming from literally any other dude, that would probably be real creepy. But that's okay. I'm almost certain no females watch my videos. So. And if you are, hi. Thanks for being the one female that watches. Really appreciate you being here. Okay, what am I doing here? Oh, fuck. I'm not even supposed to be in Darnassus. I got done talking about candles and shit. Oh, I'm so gay. Oh my god. Oh, I'd say I'd edit that part out, but then how am I going to get a brand deal from CLCO if I'm not talking highly about their candles to my 6 viewers? All right. Okay. So I will go to the Moonwell first and talk to the lady there who gives me the quest to collect blood feather belts from the harpies. I'll head up to the Shimmering Frond, which is typically not guarded by, but there's typically some cats and or harpies in the way of picking that up freely. So I might just pick up a belt or two in the process, but I'll definitely have to kill some harpies to get to Mist, unless somebody has done that quest recently and he hasn't respawned yet. There's like probably 8 to 10 harpies spawns in the way of getting to him. So if I'm super duper lucky, I'll get... Oh, I was supposed to do Mossy Tumors first. If I'm super duper lucky, I will get enough belts for the quest, but I'm not holding my breath on that. I said I was going to do the Mossy Tumors first, so let's do that first. Unfortunately, I can only clear like the bottom 2/3 of the elementals that spawn, because the ones more northward are higher level and also have a healing ability and too much HP and damage for me to kill. Like, I can't sustain the fight for long enough to kill them. Like, open on them with backstab, because I don't want to be body pulling other stuff by accident. Obviously, I can't handle 2 dudes on me at the same time. Just kidding, I'm a professional. Wrist cannot. I sure can. Alright, we're done with that. Because yeah, technically if I use that, I'm going to recover more energy than I spent on it over that 4 seconds. So it gives me time to like dump some more Sinister Strikes in or whatever. Oh, they heal? Oh, no, that was somebody else healing me.
You are too kind.
Tyrandra. Thanks, girl. I was like, since when do they do rejuve? Okay, that made stuff much easier. I mean, I think I could have handled it, but it's just better to take the help, since it's offered and it's right here, and we both need the quest, and neither of us want to wait down a respawn.
Be careful.
That was really nice of him to trade me all that cloth for my first aid. Wow, what a guy. People in, I mean, Classic is like really all about the community. You know, you can play this game fully solo if you want to. But certain things you just kind of need to group for, and people are really typically good about grouping up and helping each other out for stuff. But I found especially in hardcore, people are just so overly generous because you literally only have one life to live, and you know, you just kind of look out for each other to make sure that everyone survives for as long as is possible, at least. Alright, Tyrandra, I'm gonna remember you. I'll repay the favor to you someday. Maybe I'll make him a mechanical squirrel or something and send that. What I'll probably end up doing then is talking to this guy, talking to Denalin, going to Darnassus to turn in both of these quests, Tumors and Crown of the Earth. Also picking up fishing, hearthing back to Dolinar, doing my fishing, then doing the rogue quest as the final step. Yeah, so these two turn-ins will 100% get me to level 10. Then I just have to do fishing, cooking, and rogue quests, and we out of here, baby. Not bad. Oh yeah, big shout out to Tyrandra for giving me all of that cloth. That's actually kind of insane. If you guys play on the Doomhowl server and you ever see Tyrandra, give them a little smooch for me, and maybe, I don't know, throw them an elixir or something. I don't know. It's very generous. I could get one with 1.3 damage higher. I think that's worth. Let's get this one. Cool. Totally worth. We're gonna be fucking gaming next time I play on this character. We're gonna be stabbing the shit out of stuff. We're not only just
What brings you here?
getting a rod, we also have to get the training too, please. Thank you.
I have vision that she lacks.
The mace sells for more. There's our level 10. That stuff gets sold. And we're off. Actually, I think I do have enough money for training now, which is great. I just have to make sure that... Wait, I don't need... I just need enough for linen bandages. Heavy linen bandages, rather. Hold up. I didn't change my Hearthstone? I am retarded. Okay, I was gonna say, I hope I bought lure. Jesus Christ. Alright, friends. See you in 20 minutes. Okay. Let's equip my daggers again. I can go to Darnassus and start my rogue quest. Sweet, dude. So I have to be a creep on this dude's behalf by giving this lady flowers that doesn't want to talk to him? I have to pickpocket this dude. I think he's level 12 and then he has stealth mobs around him too, so could be kind of dangerous, but I have evasion and sprint and gouge, so even if I get caught out of stealth, I should be able to handle myself. Hopefully. Oh, I can also put sprint on my... Jesus, that scared me. I can put sprint on my bar so that I can catch up to him as he's walking away. Okay, that corpse disappeared too. This is getting a little sussy. Okay, as soon as he turns.
I'm out of range.
I was holding my breath. I don't think I breathed there. I didn't like that at all. It scared me. Alright, we're a proper rogue now. We can pickpocket things without dying. Hooray! I imagine since this rewards a weapon that there's probably no follow-up to it. Let's find out. That's it. Cool. Well, in that case, that concludes the Rogue's playthrough. 1 through 10 complete. Rogue class quest complete. We leveled up our at least secondary professions. So yeah, I guess mission accomplished. Next time I'm going to have to finish up the quest here in Teldrassil and then head to the human area, like I was saying earlier, so I can work on mining and engineering. No, thank you. But yeah, I guess that's about a wrap for the Rogue. Next up in the class playthrough is going to be the Paladin, a human Paladin, followed by the Warlock. So I'm hoping to have both of those done, as well as the videos of those posted tomorrow, at which point we will be we'll be done with 1 through 10 playthroughs on all 9 classes. So we're friggin' cruising, holy. So yeah, I guess that's about it. If you're still around, thank you so much for hanging out and spending some of your day with me. Really appreciate you being here as always. Hope to see you again really soon. And until next time, stay safe out there. Bye-bye now.